All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, Jacques, for coming and for agreeing to this conversation.
Of course.
Yeah. So, yeah. For those who haven't heard your story yet, yeah, how would you introduce yourself?
I'm introduced myself as a fighter against conversion therapy. I'm 73 years old. I'm coming from a small fishing town called Vlaardingen, next to Rotterdam. And I'm coming from a religious family, the Nederlands Reformed Church.
Hmm.
That's the Reformed Church. And they tricked me into conversion therapy against my will.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's quite intense experience, I can imagine.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was. How was it growing up there? Like, can you maybe tell us a bit about the background about, let's say, this, let's say, Reformed Church? What does it mean? How is it?
Now, for my parents, it was very important. They were real religious, and they were not talking about other things like the things where I was interested in, like sex. And I discovered young when that I was gay,
Mm-hmm.
but at home we never talked about sex. So I'm was how you say that I was not used to talk about it. It's because I was not used about it. They could trick me easily into it.
Mm. Was it not something that you had at school back then? Like, was no such thing as sex education or anything like that?
No, 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 absolutely not. Um, I remember that I was in a youth organization and they give a chance for education, but I have to fill in form my parents have to fill in the form and they refused to do that.
Okay, so you had to fill in a form.
Yeah, for permission that we could listen to sexual educated information.
Okay, so the parents could choose to opt in or opt out of it.
We were not educated about
Anything that's
gay
really,
life of even straight life. We're not talking about sex at all. Was a very big taboo at home.
and within that community as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say, in what context would you talk about sex then? Like, let's say, could you talk about it in context of marriage or not? Let's say, even when it comes to
Mm.
making children, I don't know, like even the basic
No,
things like
even
that, it
that
doesn't
was
exist.
never talked with my parents about it,
Oh wow, okay,
and also not with my brother. But I knew that my brother was very sexual interested, but
yeah.
no talking about it.
So everything below the waist doesn't exist.
No,
All right. And how did you discover your sexuality then?
I was 17 when I discovered a gay bar in Schiedam, next door city, and that I was very interested in it. And I keep a very secret double life for my family, so that they didn't know that I was going to those places.
Did they? And how did you discover that you were gay, or how did you find
Just
out?
by accident.
Yeah.
So I saw somebody that I really have liked, and yeah, that just happened.
It just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you found out, or when you that about yourself? Was it like early on,
When
within
I
your
was 17 in
when you were 17?
1969.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I had a few conversations with different people, and there was this guy. He's from Nepal, and he moved to Norway many years ago. And he told me that he did not know what gayness was, or
Hmm.
what it is to be gay, because he'd never heard about it before. So in his mind, that's not something that does not even exist.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, this guy kind of turned out to be gay himself, but it was very interesting to see that someone that not thinking of that as an option until he was confronted with it or saw that it is actually an option. So he just kept that to himself to a certain extent, but then kept pushing these ideas, and then at some point he discovered it. So I guess what I'm trying to ask is, Yeah, did you know that that was an option before you actually discovered this gay bar in Schiedam?
Mm, yeah, that could be an option, but I could only once a week over there, so it was not much time for
Mhm.
to have an excellent gay life.
Yeah. And how was it for you to discover this place and to live this double life?
Uh, the living double life was yeah, it was hard because I discovered also the leather scene, and I had some friends where I got some leather clothes at his house. So, but I didn't dare to do that in the neighborhood of my family over in my own town.
Do you think that what you were afraid of, was it reasonable to be afraid?
It was unknowing. I
Mhm.
didn't know about it. I was a bit scared that they found things out that I wouldn't tell.
And what do you think the consequences would have been?
I think that that I got some religious words about that.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
it's interesting to know also sometimes what a person is afraid of when they keep these things to themselves, right? I
Mhm.
mean, is it more that are they afraid of actual, I mean, physical punishment, mental punishment, guilt? You know, I mean,
I think guilt is will be the most logic thing.
yeah. Were you religious yourself?
Yeah, because we had to go all to churches and so, and children's school with religious background.
And,
So
and how did you manage those two identities together?
just keep secretly next to each other and put the mind over every time that you're in another world.
I mean, maybe it's a silly question, but I always wondered how it is to be, let's say, religious and gay at the same time. Because, let's say, certain, I mean, in Christianity, I think, and in Islam and other religions, I mean, homosexuality is one of the worst sins.
Right.
Yeah. So going to the church and knowing that you've got the secret, and I don't know if do you even believe in God or not? Are you religious in any way?
I did at that time.
Yeah. And how did you put those two things together?
Not.
No.
and, but I lived every time in a complete separate world, and I keep it totally separate for my own believing.
Yeah. Did you feel those also guilt because of that? Because you were doing something that was very sinful?
Yeah, absolutely. So things about that was out of the question.
Mm. Okay, and then what happened once you discovered this bar?
No, I went to the leather scene and I did a lot of fun things also, but I could do it only till from my 17th till my 19th because I had to go in the army. I got there an accident, and after that I got uh, a lot of spare time, free time that I because I couldn't work anymore,
Mhm,
and so I started to do little jobs in my hometown because I want to be busy, and I was asked to help in a coffee bar for Use for Christ to decorate a book shop.
mhm.
Now, that's something what I really like. Was really creative at the time. And when I was busy with that, the leader of the club, Els, came to me and she said, "For Jacques, you do nice work, but we cannot pay you for it." I said, "Don't worry about it because I wanted to do it because it
You
was just
you
put
you
some time in.
so you're enjoying it.
I
Doing
was
it, yeah.
really doing
You're
it."
doing it for fun, not for the
Yeah.
money.
So then she came to me and she said, "Van, but we can give you a free holiday for 2 weeks." And I didn't have hardly money, so I thought, "Hey, holiday." As I said, it was on the farm in the middle of the Netherlands, on the Veluwe, what we call the Bible Belt.
Mhm.
And she said, I go there next week to that farm, and you can drive with me. And go there for a weekend, and you can stay there for 2 weeks. So they tricked me into it because I thought, nice. It was the farm was an evangelical center. And so it was a lot of Christian stuff, but I grew up in the Christian world, so that was not a problem
So
for
it
me.
didn't bother you. But you knew beforehand that this was a Christian, let's say, farm.
I started to know that when I was arrived there.
Okay, so you did not have any expectations
No,
about that.
I didn't know that else. The leader of that coffee bar talked with the owner, the leader of the farm, and she talked to him in the way of, I found that later out, from he is probably gay. Can you look at it?
Okay, so basically investigating you at the farm.
Yeah. No, and then she went back to Vlaardingen again, and I stayed there, of course, and it was a lot of Christian songs, a lot of praying, and a lot of also fun things.
So it was fun in the beginning.
It was fun, and they had animals, so that's what I really liked.
How long did the fun last for?
What do you mean?
Like how long was the fun period?
Now, the first 1 week was fun, and then I was asked to come on the office, and the leader of that farm, Willem Achter de Molen, asked me to come there to talk with him, and he asked me first friendly from, what do you think about the farm? And do you like it, being with animals and so? And I said, yes, I do. And but he started to ask questions about me, and he was pushing to the wave of homosexuality.
Mhm. Did you
Uh,
notice that he was pushing?
yeah, he was definitely pushing, but I didn't want to talk about it because I was grown up to don't talk about sex.
Mhm.
So I was refused to give that answer, but
What
he forced out of me.
so what kind of questions did he ask?
Now, if I look to boys or go to certain bars or whatever, and he was really pushing in that direction. But then he forced me to confess that I was gay. And on that moment, he changed completely from a very friendly guy. He was very charismatic, and he changed to a thunderstorm sermon.
Mhm.
Thunderstorm sermon. He got preaching that I was not worth to be a part of this world. That my family wouldn't accept me. My friends would refuse to talk to me. I couldn't be a Christian anymore. And he took me in an hour completely down from a happy camper to somebody who was desperate in need for any help and could think only about suicide.
Oh wow.
And I was crying in the corner of that
I'm
office.
sorry, what was he saying about suicide?
I could think on that moment only on suicide
Yeah.
because he took me so completely down that I didn't know what to do anymore. And when I was really, really crying and sat in the corner of his office, and then he changed his words again. He was all of a sudden very friendly, and he said to me, "But we can help you," on a very nice way. And I couldn't bring out the word anymore because he said, "But we can help you. Do you want that?" And I shake my head and knock, yeah. So when I confessed that I was that far, I have to sit on a chair in the middle of the room. And four other guys who were working as co-workers on the farm came directly into that office,
Was this in the same session? In the same
the same session.
okay.
And they come stand around me in a completely, and they put all one hand on my shoulder. So I got 4 hands on my shoulders, and they put the other hands on each other. So they formed a circle around me. After a while, the leader, Willem, came also with it, and he put his hand on my head. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on. And he started to pray, and they were all praying. And the praying became louder, but also those hands started to move all in a different direction. So when you get 5 hands on you, you can be completely shaken to each other. And that became really ecstatic and really heavy. And I didn't know what to do until the leader shouted out from, "Devil, go out in Jesus' name." And then I discovered that I was in an exorcism session. And yeah, what are you doing when you're in an exorcism session? I never got it before, so I didn't do nothing. So directly after that, about 10 minutes later, they started again, soft praying and every time moving around, and again nothing happened. By the third time, just before they came to the highlight, from that you called out from "Devil goes out in Jesus' name," I shouted this very loud scream because I couldn't handle anymore because I was shaken to pieces. And they counted that as the moment that the devil left my body.
That's convenient.
So there came a rest period. And I thought I could go back to my room and I want to leave. But they said that the devil made a hole in my life, in my soul, sorry. They made a hole in my soul. And that has to be healed first. And that has to be done with faith healing. And that was praying, long time. I think it will be hours, but I didn't have any watch with me, so don't get the time on me, but it was long.
And this was like on the same
All in the
day,
same day.
so you didn't get barely got any break, anything. So it
No,
all started
absolutely not a break.
with this, yeah, with the headmaster or the leader of this location
Mm?
calling you into his office, being nice to you, accusing you of being gay,
No,
and then breaking you down, telling you that you're a bad person,
no,
then offering help, bringing in these four other people,
yeah,
then starting this exorcism
right.
session. Yeah, and then once you found reacted because this was too much, and it's normal that anyone would find this a bit much.
Hmm.
You screamed out. I was like, okay, we have succeeded,
Yeah,
and now you need to pray for many more hours to be able to heal
right,
whatever this devil did to you.
right. And after that, I was, sorry, after that, I was so tired that I couldn't even walk to my room anymore. So they have to bring me to a different room. Normally you sleep in another room, but I got now a room for 2 persons because one of those 4 guys who came in would stay with me that whole night.
Okay, so that but why would he want to stay with you? Was
He
it to
slept it was sitting first in the chair next to my bed, and then he probably slept in the other bed. But he was praying the whole night, reading his Bible,
okay,
but I was knocked out. I was so desperate, tired, and I slept a long time, far in the next day. And I thought it became a normal life again. But in the afternoon, the leader asked me again on the office. I thought, "Oh no, it's not going to happen again." Eh? But He, when I came on his office, there was a lot of papers on his middle of his desk, and he told me that he was been to my parents. My parents in Vlaardingen. He outed me there and told him that I was gay. It's something what I didn't dare to tell my parents even.
So he did it for you.
Yeah, he outed me, and it told them that I want to stay there to heal from my homosexuality. And he needed for that all my papers, my bank pass, my passport, my everything what was for me that he needed there. And those papers, my parents believed him also. They gave it to him, and I saw those laying on his desk.
Did you speak to your parents at that point?
No, I didn't speak with my parents for more than 1.5 year.
But then they agreed to give the stranger
Yeah,
all this information about your
because he was
private details.
a religious leader, so they believed him and they trusted him. I still cannot understand it, that they did do that, but okay, with those papers, he put it in a big uh, brown envelope, my name on it, and he said, "We're going to put that in the safe. That is safer for you." And with that, he blackmailed me, and my 2-week holidays became 2 years locked up because he could blackmail me with those papers.
How could he blackmail you with those
No,
papers?
because I couldn't leave without my papers. Then it was my passport, everything was gone. And you have to see it in that time. And I was just got the sessions over me, so I was uh, really labile on that moment. So didn't know what to do. Then they started with the most difficult part of the conversion therapy, the brainwash. With everything what I said, I got always one of those guys with me as guidance. And everything when I say something from give me by say bijvoorbeeld by say from them by breakfast, can I have the butter or something else? Then they say to me from think about later that you got a wife and children.
I don't understand.
They every question that I asked them, they answered me with a few straight lines. But I think about 4 or 5 lines. But the most important was think about later that you got a wife and children.
Okay.
If it was going about it or not, you get those answers.
Hmm.
Or you got a line out of the Bible.
Okay, so it was like almost like a, yeah, you said brainwashing,
It is
like
definitely brainwashing. Yeah.
programming, yeah.
And they do that for about 6 months.
So everything you're asking for,
Yeah.
they just give you
It was
a
not a
standard answer.
normal conversation. They gave me standard answers. They studied that in also, but
Did they give you the butter?
they give me also the butter.
They also
Yeah.
give. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we have still eaten the time.
Okay, good. No, I was just wondering whether they refused the butter or not. I mean, maybe it sounds like very silly
Mm.
to ask that, but okay, they
But
give you the butter, but then they
instead
give.
of you would say from here you are, here you have the butter. They said from think about later, you have wife and kids.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. And that went on for around 6 months. There was nothing changed with me.
I'm sorry. How were the other people there in the same situation
Yeah,
as you?
there were about 18 youngsters, and nobody was allowed to talk about their own problems. So I didn't know where the other was for. I know that another boy was also gay because my gaydar is also working. But
Yeah.
but we're not allowed to talk about those things. We were allowed to talk about the fun parts of the singing or whatever, but not about where you was for, what your problem was.
And was the fun parts fun? Did you enjoy yourself even a little bit while you were there?
No, yeah, you put yourself into it to make it so easy as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And you
no.
don't have self the feeling that you're in a brainwash situation because you get so used to it.
Yeah. In the last few months, I've been very fascinated by these programs on like documentary series on Netflix about these different cults,
Hmm.
right? And what's interesting is that in every case, it's always fun in the beginning.
Hmm.
There's always a fun
Because
element.
it is new.
Exactly. So it's new, it's different, but then, and of course, they're never going to start with the negative, harsh aspects right
Hmm.
away, right? So they need to lure you in slowly, slowly, and then they start tightening the screws a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I thought I was going on the right direction, and I almost started to believe that I was not gay anymore. And that was for that leader the moment after 6 months that he say from that I was cured from my homosexuality. How he came that up, because I never got in a relationship with somebody else or so. It wasn't sexless, period. So,
But how is it? Okay, you're not active sexually,
no.
but let's say, if I'm going to think about myself, I mean, you might not be active sexually, but you still might have sexual thoughts, right? So you see someone, you like someone.
Yeah, but
I mean, you get.
I was not thinking about it because I got that line, but they every time repeated to me more in my head than my gay life. I really thought about that. I got a wife and kids after a while. So after the 6 months, I was declared that I was not gay anymore. And he said, we're going to go and celebrate that. I was surprised because I didn't expect that. And he said, we're going to have a baptized party in a swimming pool. We get a choir with it, a band, and a lot of people. And we're going to make a party where you get baptized. I said, but I'm already baptized when I was a kid. Because in the church, you're not baptized 2 times. That is not following the rules.
So you didn't have to do the what other Christian groups do around 16 or something, the confirmation,
Mhm.
or
No,
no.
no, no.
So only when you were a kid.
Only when you're kids, you're be baptized. And some churches have baptizing as adults.
Yeah.
And they want to have new adult baptizing. And I said, I'm already baptized. And he said, if that baptizing as a child was the right one, you never would become gay.
So they're blaming the previous priest. He did not do his job correctly.
Probably.
Sorry.
And so his will was going on because everything what he said would be done.
He was the boss man there.
Absolutely. He had the power, he had everybody in his hands.
Was he a priest himself?
No,
No.
he's a self made ethical.
Yeah, evangelist. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that happened. And after that, I got more free times. I got get an own room in a building what was next door, what I didn't know that they had, but there was a big room.
How did it
And
feel to be baptized again?
yeah, strange, but it happened because he demanded it.
Yeah. But did you feel it spiritually?
No,
Did you feel that once you went into the
I,
water and
le-
came out
I
again, you were
let it
like a different
happen.
person?
I let it happen.
So just like, okay, let's just get it done with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what can I do about it? So, and then they said that they want to work on my return in the society. So that's the reason why I could that other room, and I
Yeah,
could
you didn't need it.
decorate it myself. I got a little parakeet, and I got a little moped, and have to go to a job in a town next door in Elberg.
So you were allowed to leave.
I was allowed to leave, but
But
yeah,
before then, were you allowed to leave or not
no,
really?
no, no.
So six
And that
months.
was also, yeah,
So if I'm going to use the prison terms, you were on probation
yeah,
to a certain
more or
extent.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to work on a little factory where also a few volunteers from the farm were working, and they keep an eye on me if I was doing the right thing.
Did you know that at the time?
Yeah, because I saw them also on the farm.
Yeah, but I mean, does it mean? Do you know whether they were there to monitor you, or were they just there doing their thing, or was there
They were
more?
doing their thing, and they have to monitor me. I knew that.
Were you also asked to monitor others?
No,
No.
no, I was the patient.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering whether, even with different patients, sometimes you can have this culture of surveillance, right?
Hmm.
Where you are being surveilled, but then other groups, other individuals as well within that group would also be surveilling each other. It's kind of like with, I don't know, within yeah, communist
Mm.
regimes, right?
Yeah.
You're all there, you're all afraid, and you're all watching yourselves, but everyone is watching each other, right?
No,
So it
they
wasn't that kind of
they
system.
didn't do that, and I never asked to keep an eye on somebody else.
Okay.
No. So I got this that more free time and everything. It seems like that I become a normal life. But we had to go every time back to the farm because there we had our dinners. And when I came on the night on the farm, I found there a little booklet. There's this booklet. And the booklet is Ik ben niet meer zo. And that is in English, I'm not gay anymore. It was written by Johan van der Sluis. En Johan van der Sluis is de leader van de EHAH, Evangelische Hulp Homofielen, Evangelical Help for Homosexuals. And he said that he was cured in this book. And I was very interested because he also was in the same line a victim as I was. So I asked Willem, the leader of the farm, if I could have a talk with him. And amazingly, he let me go to Amsterdam. And that was the first day that I was really free from the farm, but I got only just enough money to go up and down,
So they also controlled how much money you had and everything.
right? Because all the money that I got from Social Security went into the farm, and also the money from my work in the little factory came to the farm. So they got all my cash in that time.
Did you ever ask for your money?
No, and I never got it also. They got me completely in their power.
Mm.
So I went to Amsterdam to talk with Johan van der Sluis, and was a first friendly conversation, but then all of a sudden he said, but even I look to boys these days. I thought, but you're married, you have children, and you write a book from, I'm not gay anymore. So I was really confused about how cured he was. And from that moment on, I got the whole conversation and was completely in my own mind. So after that, I had to go back to the farm. And halfway, I saw in Amsterdam on the Nieuwe Dijk a sex shop. And I thought, I buy a little booklet. Then I have something for myself because that was a gay book. But
What kind of gay book? What was in it?
just nude boys,
So kind of a porn,
yeah, porno.
porno. Yeah.
But I did it in the mind of not thinking because I didn't have enough money to go back to the farm anymore. Then I thought van I go to the Warmoestraat. There's a few bars where I became, before I came into the military, I knew there's a few people. And those, maybe I can borrow some money for it. Those bars were not open yet. And so I was walking to the Warmoestraat and I saw there an evangelical coffee bar. And I thought maybe I can ask there for some money. So I explained that I wanted to go to my parents, even that I knew that I was not welcome anymore. But I wanted to go there. I didn't want to go to the farm anymore.
And at this point, have you spoken to your parents or still not?
No, it took 8 years after that.
Wow.
Sorry. And when I was talking to those guys, they recognized me from all different publications, what they did after my baptizing uh, party. And everywhere were pictures of in Christian magazines.
Did you know about that?
I didn't know about it.
So they took pictures of you and they used you for, let's
Right,
say, propaganda purposes
right.
without your consent or your knowledge.
So after a while, the leader of that coffee bar came to me and said, well, we don't give money, but we can bring you to your parents in Vlaardingen. I was happy. I thought from I'm going away from the farm. So they brought me, they took me in a car, and halfway I discovered they didn't bring me to my parents. They drove me back to the farm. And when I came on the farm, I got a very angry leader of the farm, and I have to do another exorcism session because the devil was still partially in my body.
Did they know that you've been to the gay bar and to get the
No, I
porno?
didn't tell that.
So why did they think that you needed the exorcism?
No, first they found that little booklet,
Yeah.
what I bought at the porno shop, and about what I've talked to those guys in that coffee bar.
Hmm.
So I got all my freedom away. I have to go back to the farm. That other house, my room, they empty it. I keep only the bar key and my moped, and I have to stay on the farm, but I have to still work at that little factory. After a few weeks, I did one tryout to escape because my first escape failed. But that didn't work because I did it so unplanned. I didn't thought about from how I should do it. So I landed somewhere in the forest, and it was the police who brought me back to the farm again. It was the second time that I tried to get away from the farm
Why did the police bring you back there?
because was really desperate that I was somewhere lost in the forest and really didn't know where I was.
Okay, so you asked the police to take them back?
He said, "From where you come from?" And I told that I came from the farm, so he brought me back there.
Okay. And you didn't tell them that you didn't want to go back to the farm or
I
something?
was completely out. So,
And what were you thinking in those moments when you were running away? Like when you're lost in the forest by yourself?
yeah, first I thought from, I'm happy that I leave it, but then after that I think from, I was so stupid that I planned something without thinking. And I knew by the third time that I want to escape that I get really a plan that I get some help from outside. But how you get that?
Did you still at that point have guilt feelings? Or did you know that this is not working, this is not you?
I knew that it was not me, but the guilt was also working. And when you got brainwashed, those things are non-stop fighting each other. So I was working on the farm, and there they played only Christian radio programs. And on one of the programs, there was yeah, they call it an specially pastoraat. I don't know how you call that in English, but it was a program of Dominee Brussaert, Reverend Brussaert at The
Hmm.
Hague. And he was talking about being religious, being Christian, and also being gay, and that it was perfectly to go with each other. But that was something what I never heard at that time. And it was also not planned that people from the farm allowed me to listen to that.
Yeah. So they no, this was just going on normal radio, and
Normal radio and CFA radio,
yeah, and this guy's talking, and it's going against everything that this farm
right?
is standing for.
But also still being religious.
Yes.
So I decided to get, when it was a bit quiet on that factory, to ask if I could use the phone, because we didn't have mobile phones. We have only phones
Landlines.
connected with a cable.
Hmm.
And I thought van, I call that referent up and tell him about my situation. Reverend Broussard heard my story and he was really, really pissed off. He said, they cannot keep you for 2 years almost there. He said, I have to get you away, one way or another. You will hear from me soon. And I thought, okay, how you can reach me, but because you cannot call me back. But he made a phone call with the farm after our conversation. I didn't know that. And that became a real heavy phone call. And when I ended up at that same night to go to the farm again with my moped, everybody was gone. The farm was like a ghost town. Nobody
Everybody
was
left.
there.
Yeah.
Everybody was, it was silent. Nobody was to see. Only in the outside of the farm was a pile of bags. And there was also my packet in a cage above it, and a bag with where all my papers were in.
What
I
happened?
was not allowed to come in the farm anymore because I was permanently the devil now.
So you went
So,
back to the farm.
yeah,
All your stuff was outside,
and they kicked me out of that farm.
but was there people in that farm?
No,
Or
all
no?
those people were gone.
Everyone was gone.
Yeah, nobody should see that was happening.
Okay, so everybody went somewhere else, and then your
I
stuff
really
was
don't know
outside.
why. My
Yeah.
stuff was outside, and I have to tie everything up my moped, and on that envelope with all my papers, there was an address of the reverend in Kampen that is about, say, 22 kilometers from that place. And he would help me to go further so I could get help.
What do you think happened then? Why did they escape?
No, the Dominic Brusset for the radio program called the farm and told him that it was very illegal to keep me there for my homosexuality. And that became a real angry fight on the phone.
They
And
were
that's the
afraid.
reason why they kicked me out.
They were afraid that someone's going to call the police on them or something like that.
Probably. I didn't talk with him about it. The leader was shouting nonstop to me that I was going to the hell and that I was the devil. And all the nasty thing what I could hear when I was tying the bags up to my moped. And when I have done that, and my parquet cage on top of my all the stuff, and the last words of the leader was, "You're going to the hell, hell, hell." And I was going with tears. I didn't know what to do because it was for me completely unexpected. And even when it was not that far driving from the farm to Kampen, I took 5 hours to come there because I didn't have any telephone or route planning or whatever to every time look for on the side of the streets for where I saw the name Kampen. I never was been there. And after a while, I came to the IJsselkade where that referent living. And before his door, everything became black. I fainted there.
You
Uh,
fainted in front of the door
yeah.
when you
So
arrived.
I've now was arrived, and before the door for the reverend who was helping me, I collapsed and was knocked out on the floor.
What do you think happened?
The stress was too much, and they took me inside and all my stuff, and now I slept there a long, long time before they cut me awake. And when I woke up, the first thing what they said to me was that my parakeet had died on the road.
That's sad.
That was not a happy moment,
No.
but I was free. I was finally out of the center, but it took me for many, many years to get over my brainwash. I still have, on my age, still problems with the brainwash. I'm still fighting against it. I'm still get professional help to become a normal citizen. I never got a job really anymore. So I did only volunteers work.
In what way is it still stuck with you?
And brainwash is something what is so in the back of your head that it's coming on every time up when you even when you don't want it, and it's still hurting up to this day. And I'm fighting now for a long, long time against conversion therapy because I'm so angry that it is still allowed in the Netherlands.
And that programming that you're talking about, you still feel it on a day-to-day basis?
Or there's some days are less thinking about it, but it's at least weekly a few times. And also in my nightmares.
Yeah, it's not. I can imagine it's not easy to
Mm,
feel these things,
no.
and
And it is real crazy that it's still going on. Okay, there are different ways of conversion therapy. Not everybody got it such extreme with, because I think mine way was a bit extreme compared to what I heard from other people.
does it still exist in that extreme form to this day?
I think so. Yeah, because there's also a church, River Church in Hoofddorp, who try to get youngsters to the farm with a bingo or lotteries, but also they offer conversion therapy at the same time.
So two in one.
So
Yeah.
those things should be banned in the Netherlands.
And do you feel that should it just be banned in general?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's say even hypothetically, you have someone that really feels like they want to do that. Do you feel that people should not have that choice, or do you feel that
Most people from these days are forced in by or the parents or the churches. And sometimes they are so shameful about it that they don't dare to talk about it to other people about it. There's very lot things happened underground and small religious underground groups. Uh, we have little churches for about, say, about 20 members, and those you can hardly check if they do it.
yeah? And what kept you going during those 2 years?
I thought that I would, if in the when I was in the farm, I thought that I could be cured and that I could be free, that I could be myself, but it didn't work out. I'm still gay.
How did you sorry, I'm laughing, but how did you know that, at what point did you know that it was not working?
The moment that I discovered that the writer of this book was not really honest about his life as a cured homosexual.
Why do you think he shared that with you? I found it quite interesting that he admitted to you that he still looks at men.
I was wondering that too. If he told me before it that I never would go there to him, but he said it all of a sudden. Maybe you slip of the tongue. I don't know. But I was very confused about his dishonesty.
Did you ask him that?
I asked him if, but you're married, did you have kids and so?
What did he say?
I said that it could be together,
Okay, that
but
that's an easy answer.
yeah,
So, was it you think that in his mind, as long as you're looking but you're not taking action, maybe that was okay? Maybe that was a way of rationalizing it for him?
I cannot think in his mind.
Mm, okay.
It's very difficult, and I know that he was always busy to cure other people from being gay, and I talked to a few victims of him.
Yeah. That's interesting how he's just putting on this persona and how he's presenting a solution to something that he's not, um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know how his
capable
mind
of doing.
worked, but it is not the same as mine.
And what happened when you went out, when you got out of this?
I first I tried to get help uh, because I knew that my brain was so hard that I have to get professional help.
And you're staying at this pastor.
Yeah, but after a year, I moved to Amsterdam back
Mhm.
because I knew that I was not welcome to my parents. That took 8 years before I saw them again. And first, I went to the police to I said that to put a complaint in that they locked me up for 2 years almost. The police said, "Van, you're went on holiday there, so it is your own choice that you became there. So we cannot help you."
But then they kept you.
But
Yeah, so
yeah,
they kept you. So
but
it's not
yeah, I was not strong enough to go on with those questions. I was disappointed that they said that they could help me, and I needed just that help. But he refused to give me that. But he said, "Van, I give you a card of the RIAG. RIAG is the National Psychiatric organization, and maybe they can help you."
and this was in the 70s, 80s?
It was in the beginning of 70s. Yeah.
Beginning of the 70s. And maybe you can tell us a bit more, how was it being, let's say, homosexual in the 70s in the Netherlands? Was it was it already accepted? Was it not? I mean, how was the society built around this?
There was a very big gay life in Amsterdam, so that's the reason why I want to go there. So
Yeah.
in that time, I enjoyed myself real much, but
But let's say, what about when it comes to, let's say, authorities, right? I
mm,
mean, it could be that there is a vibrant community in Amsterdam,
mm,
but then, yeah, if you go to maybe public service, uh, sharing that you're gay or whatever,
that's
then it's a different story, you
that's
know.
what I wanted to tell you. But they please sent me to the RIAG, to the psychiatric institute, and they refused to help me also. And I really didn't understand why they refused me. But at the time um, of that time, it was that RIAG had their own conversion therapy. Professor Dr. Gerard, no, I forgot his name. Sorry.
Hmm. Oh, no worries.
Um, he had thought an idea to cure homosexuals with electroshocks. You got then three rings were connected on your fingers, and there was an electric wire on it. And then you have to look to pictures, and every time when you saw a guy who you really liked, they get an electroshock. That really happens, and
Yeah, I'm at loss of words.
yeah, and on the moment the RIAG doesn't exist anymore. It is because of that. Was Professor Dr. Gerard van de Uitweg. He had thought about it. But on the moment we have the NVVP, that's the Nederlandse Vereniging voor Psychiatrie, the Dutch organization of all psychiatrists, and they asked me in 2019 to come to a congress of them with 7,500 psychiatrists, and officially they offered me also and the National Gay Organization of the Netherlands, COC, their statement of regret that they had used conversion therapy too. But why they didn't help me in that time, probably they thought from 2 conversion therapies in a row will not work. That is probably the answer why they didn't help me then.
So they thought that it's not. There's nothing
Two
we can do
times
about it.
conversion therapy, even first with the religious and then with electroshocks, that doesn't work. So that's how the government thought about in that time about homosexuality.
And of course, things have changed a lot since then.
Thank God for that. Yeah.
So, what happened after that? Like, so you tried to get help, you didn't get help.
Yeah, I tried to get all the different organizations to help me. And end of 79, I tried to get it into the press. And because I thought from it is crazy that the whole world don't know that conversion therapy like this is still continuing. I was so angry. That's the reason why I got big newspaper articles in about 18 different national newspapers, and there was page sites. And that was also the beginning of my actions against conversion therapy. And because I didn't got help, I became homeless again and went to Eindhoven because I couldn't handle Amsterdam. And in the time that I was homeless, the newspapers came out. And I saw the newspaper hanging in the stand of COC in Eindhoven. And there I read first my own story with tears in my eyes, mid on the square in Eindhoven.
Wow. Yeah.
But from that time, I started groups, and I started to keep readings, making documentaries, and so on.
How was it received? Your, let's say the article about your story when it
Like,
first came out. Let's say by the public.
I heard it myself a long time after that because I was homeless at that time. I know that one of the articles, what was over Jo van der Sluis van dit little booklet, ik ben niet meer zo, was that the city council of Amsterdam refused to subsidizing them anymore. And 2 years after that, his foundation stopped because they didn't have funding. They started after that another organization, but that were other people in that group. But that was one of the big actions from that time. I was very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you see that the results of you speaking up,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, but still, it is not that far. It is only a few months ago that I could petition against conversion therapy in this parliament,
Mhm.
and I could give a speech to the parliament members. I started that petition in 2019.
And
And yeah, I'm still fighting.
and how is that being there giving a speech?
I was very, very, very nervous. Yeah, because you see then all the parliamentarians who you know from national television, and then
Hmm.
all of a sudden talk with them.
And how was it received, your speech there?
Uh, on that moment, they reacted very positive, but in a debate after that, they were completely different. So those people have also two faces.
Talk about politicians, right?
Yeah. So they have a lot of questions for the people who try to make the law, and those answers have to be answered now first, and then we have to wait till the next debate is coming.
What kind of questions do they have?
Sometimes very stupid things that you think from, what has it to do with it? And there was one question that if a guy goes in a cloister, he wants to live a life as a priest, completely away from the people, and he discovered still that he is gay, and he wanted to talk about um, the abt of the father of the cloister.
Hmm.
Is he doing also conversion therapy? So they all make very, very strange things.
I mean, I guess it's part of politics that you need to be very precise in defining.
It is good that they look
Well,
for strict rules, but
you also
it
need to
takes
know.
such a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Because I can imagine that you need to know exactly what it means. Uh, what do you find as conversion therapy?
Yeah.
When's the line when it's someone is doing
When it
something?
is a friendly talk or when it
uh,
is a conversion therapy.
exactly, right?
And a friendly talk you do in one time, but if you conversion therapy, you cannot do in a day.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, also people to a certain extent should be free to make stupid decisions, yeah, right? So
Humanity is full of stupid that
yeah,
belongs with life.
exactly. Yeah, and let's say now that you're being an activist and talking about it and sharing your story, how is it for you to be reliving this trauma over and over again?
Yeah, I started with those readings and those documentaries because I thought from, if I talk it to the world, maybe it can help me to cure me from my own problems.
So,
But that didn't work out. So I got now professional help, and that goes real well.
it started as therapy in a way.
In my own vision,
Yes,
yeah.
I mean it can have positive benefits, right, for you as well.
Mm.
I mean, this has become your mission in life.
Yeah, I did it, do it 45 years now.
That's a long time.
Very long time to fight for something.
Yeah. How do you think it's going, like
I
lately?
don't know what I can expect, because I know parliamentarians are saying this, doing that. I don't trust them really.
And what about at the EU level? So I think I read that a few months ago
Yeah,
there's also a EU
we have
level
an
petition.
European petition that is just finished. We had to get 1 million autographs to get a special debate in the European Parliament. They have to do now a debate, and we wait till the planning for that debate will.
All right, so they got all the required signatures to
Yeah,
have a debate.
yeah.
Yeah,
That there was 1 million autographs that got those.
amazing. Yeah, and are you more hopeful that it's going to be different at the EU level rather than the?
I don't know, because we have some countries in the East who are very difficult about conversion therapy.
Yeah, a bit more religious
Right.
countries. Yeah. So, besides the political aspects, I mean, you have also been instrumental in helping building spaces for the yeah, within the gay community. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Um, when you have a lot of time over, you want to spend your time. And I was doing that in the gay community. I was the chairman of different organizations, and I try to help other people with their feelings. Uh,
Sorry.
I helped other people with their feelings
Mm-hmm.
and got events, what was in their mind. I did a lot in the leather and fetish communities, and I was also one of the few founders of the beer community in the Netherlands. That is still going on, and also the founder of the Mr. Beer elections.
Can you tell us maybe a bit more about what's a bear, and for those who don't know?
Now, beer is not only a guy what people think that it is only big and hairy people. It is in fact a state of mind. There's all different type of beers. You have very skinny beers. You have very big beers. And you have even hairless beers. Dus
Okay.
dat noem hem, how you call them? Nou, but we have all different types of beer. It is in fact a state of mind that people can feel to a group where they can be invited, warm and welcome, and very personal, very intimate.
So you said that the looks does not necessarily make the bear.
Right.
So what about that mindset? What makes a bear?
Bear is somebody who's open and friendly and warm and cuddly,
All right,
especially cuddly.
especially cuddly.
Yeah, we love to cuddle.
Okay, that's a good one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So in what way did you build this beer community here in Amsterdam?
Now, I was always in the leather scene because I felt at home and I was always walking in leather also as a statement making to my former life in the farm where they tried to cure me. I dressed myself up radical so that I was far away from those people.
Was that
It
way
was
for
more a
you to
statement.
a statement? Is it because you wanted to be seen?
I want to be different than those groups. I didn't want to belong to the religious groups anymore.
So you wanted to go as far opposite
Right.
or as far away as these groups?
That was for me
Yeah.
what was counting. But for the most people, it is more the fetish.
Mm.
And I had a friend at that time, and we were walking here in Amsterdam, and we met a guy who was really big, and my friend really liked him, and it was on street, was it? And he invited us to come to the Dikke Maatjes. That is a group for big people. Dikke Maatjes means close friends or fat friends.
Mm.
And but I didn't want to go there because I was more in the leather scene. But after a while, they pushed me to come to one of the meetings, and that was in a sort coffee house with white curtains from the floor to the ground, and it was so boring. And he asked me, "What do you think about our group?" I said, "For now, it's boring. But at the dentist waiting room, is it more cozy?"
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So he said, "But what you should do?" I said, "You should do different actions for those people because those people didn't like it themselves too. They were complaining about the diabetes or about recipes of whatever. It was not a fun evening." So he brought those information up to the staff of that group, and then the crisis started in that group. They got the yearly meeting
Mhm.
and a staff meeting, and in that staff meeting where they invited me to, this former staff was so pissed off that they quit the job, and
What were they pissed off with?
that that the people, the members of the group want to have a different style than the staff wanted.
So ego, basically.
A lot of ego. It's in most things in life.
Mhm.
So they asked me to become the chairman of that group because I had some ideas and they want to use those. And what I first saw that in the group, the people were not proud on themselves. And I wanted to work on that, and we want to get more cozy evenings. And because the people were not proud, yeah, how you make somebody proud, then think about it. You're going to study it in magazines or other countries. And we started to organize beer weekends. And
What would you do in bear weekends?
mostly cozy things,
Okay.
but also the Mr. Beer election.
But I'm sorry, I keep maybe digging a bit too much here, but
Mm.
I'm just curious about what's cozy things. I mean, is it? It could
Uh,
be
the-
anything from, I don't know, watching movies to drinking tea to, I
no,
don't
to
know.
have all together in day on the beach,
Yeah.
or we have with show evenings with dancers and so, and but also barbecue parties, all different things we
Mm.
did. And we went first to a cozy bar. That was the Chaco here in Amsterdam. That was more cozy than that coffee house with the white curtains.
Yeah.
So the movement started to get up, but I want to have beer elections. But the people said from them, I'm not standing in my bear, but on stage. So we did the first time a fake election that I was hosting this show,
Yes.
and the members of the new staff were the candidates.
Hmm.
And it became a fun evening, and then we get people slowly warm to those ideas. And from that on, we get the name changed in Bigger Beer elections. And that is the how you just said, the elections, what is the leading for what is now the Mr. Beer elections.
Wow. So when was this again?
That was in 1992. That was already a long time ago.
Yes.
I was totally 9 years chairman of that group.
Hmm.
After that, I want to have more times to have free times for my actions against conversion therapy. So I quit the job after that. That group went not that crowded anymore. And then Beer Necessity and took it over, and they organize now the beer, Mr. Beer elections. And because I work in a leather bar, the was before the web, it is now new name Beers Amsterdam and
Hmm.
Friends. We organizing still the beer weekend that will be in June.
So the leather bar
Yeah,
and let's say the beer.
Beers
Uh,
Amsterdam.
yes. So is that two completely different worlds?
No, they
No.
can go really together. We have leather evenings, rubber evenings,
Mm.
all different fetishes in the bar. But we changed the name now to Beers Amsterdam
Mhm.
because tourists from other countries who were just a few days here couldn't find any beer bar in Amsterdam. And all the big cities like Brussels, Antwerp, and especially Berlin, they have a good beer bar. And if you got typed in last week beers in Amsterdam, they got beer necessity, what is just a monthly party of evening.
Mm.
So now people can find us better.
Okay. Yeah, that's
That's
very good.
the
Yeah.
reason why we have a new name.
Mm. Yeah. No, I was wondering whether, yeah, these two worlds, like, to what extent could they live together? Because quite often, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like whenever you talk about the LGBTQ plus
Mm.
community, it feels like it's kind of one monolith, one group, whereas there's a lot of different groups in it that do not necessarily always have the same, let's say, values or interests in mind.
Yeah,
And
we organize beer socials, leather
Mhm.
socials, rubber socials, and so on, puppy socials. And the name social make that they have to mix in with all the other people we have in the bar.
Yes.
And so everybody is welcome. What fetish you got? Uh, at least we want to stimulate that people can celebrate the fetish.
Mm. Wow. And do you feel like a difference between where it was and how it is now?
Not much. No,
No?
no, no. Uh, there's a few things they changed in the bar. It is more like a bit more bearish. It is what more friendly, more green, and but there's not much change. And still, I'm working there. There's on way that they don't want to get rid of me. I'm retired.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I tried to stop with my work after my friend died. But they don't want to let me go because I was the first European who won the world title, Miss International Grizzly Bear in 1996.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
So this is like a world title.
there's a world title, yeah. In
Amazing.
San Francisco was that.
Nice.
And I did compete there because I want to see how they organize beer events and beer elections. So
How did it go to compete? What do you do? I mean, I'm just
now, yeah, in San Francisco, there was a lot of things what you have to do. There's 3 days you have
yeah.
to work. Here, it is just one time you're introduced, and then you do a little show for a minute. But in America, you have to work 3 days, and with the judges who you didn't know, and then judges who you learn to know,
Hmm.
and but I didn't expect that I was winning. For me was the biggest award if I saw how they were organizing it, so I could use all those ideas to do it here in the Netherlands.
And thinking about where you come from
Mhm.
and that place where you were asked to deny who you are, and now you're living this life where you're very active in the community. You helped build up this bear community in Amsterdam, the
Mhm.
bar, um, winning this Mr. Bear competition. I mean, it's the complete opposite of what your life could have turned out to be.
That's also why I'm always saying, "Van, I don't have one life. I have three different lifestyles going to my three different lines
Yeah.
to my whole life, and you cannot compete them."
And how does it feel liberating for you?
For the moment, yes, of
Yeah.
course. I'm glad that I'm in the scene and that I can also help other people. I'm 25 years working in the web part now at the PS Amsterdam,
Mhm.
and I'm there, the host. And it is nice that I can help people to find their way in the K scene.
Mm. And let's say a lot of people use the word liberation,
Hmm.
but then it does not necessarily mean the same thing for each person, right? So some people feel that liberation is more about tearing down the system, whereas others feel like freedom is just more about being seen and accepted.
And being yourself, and
Yes. So where do you sit? What does liberation mean for you?
for me, be who you want to be. That's also what I'm talking about. That is what I combine with when I talk about conversion therapy. Everybody has the right to be yourself. No else can interrupt your life to push their lifestyle on you. You have self the freedom who you want to be. That is how it should be, and that's what I'm fighting for, even in the conversion or in the bear scene.
Do you feel that the bear scene is different than the other scenes in their interpretation of freedom, of
Not
pride, money?
really.
No.
Uh, I'm home in all the communities, and I always dress up. If a different community comes up in the bar, then I dress up like how that community is. So I'm running around in all the communities a bit,
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
and everywhere I'm still welcome.
Considering the let's say the activism aspect of it, and you had to fight, or you had to go through certain things that others never had to experience.
Mhm.
Considering your age, you have, let's say, the youth nowadays. Do you feel that there is a big gap between your fight and the fight of the younger generations?
I still think so, especially because everything is done in their time lapse. Uh, Everybody feel different about what is right and what's wrong. And yeah, everybody has to get also to find his own way.
Mm.
I think that is what the just and human makes.
Is there maybe a sort of complacency, and because let's say they didn't have to be in your shoes,
Mhm.
does that mean that they may be less grateful? Maybe I'm not sure if that's the right word, but then, or are they just taking over your fight in a different way?
I think it should be taken over in a different way because we are not, how you say that, we are not robots who take plans over. Everybody has to do it in his own way and his own freedom and his own right.
Like a relay?
Absolutely, because I cannot organize for somebody else how he should feel in life.
Mhm.
So be yourself.
And how do you feel about the future?
But future,
Yes.
now, so much future I don't have. I'm 73 now.
There's always a future. Well, not necessarily your own future. It could also
No,
be.
I everything is different in the way people go around with each other. In the early days, you walked up to somebody and said, "From Hey, I like you." Now I see people working with the telephone in the bar and sitting on the end of the bar and chatting with somebody who sits on the other side of the bar, and not personally anymore. It is more distantly
Mhm.
these days. That's the bad part of this moment.
So you feel like the digitalization, how
Absolutely, yeah.
uh, let's say the human contact is becoming less prominent.
Yeah. I I think when you're in the same bar, go up to each other and react normal. You don't have to get the phone through it.
Yeah, I agree. This goes for everyone. Just go walk up, say hi. You know.
Absolutely. Then
Yeah,
they get a more friendlier world.
exactly. Yeah, and regarding your fight
Mhm.
and this conversion therapy and the way things have been going, do you feel hopeful?
If I didn't feel hopeful, then I would stop directly. Then you fight a lost battle. If you have an action, if you want to be activist, you have to always keep the hope up and believe that you can reach something. Otherwise, it is lost for your start.
Mhm. And if you want to say something to the younger listeners, what would you like to say, or to anyone actually? Yeah.
No, I would say live your life, uh, live it personal. Don't get mixed up with other things. Just go directly to each people and live your style, and don't let somebody else push your life.
Yeah, those are very powerful words. Well, thank you very much for this talk.
My very pleasure.
Yes,
It was nice
appreciate
to
it.
be here.
Yes, thanks a lot.